Hello, everybody. A very exciting episode of the Mish and Zach Podcast. This week we have very special guests, AUNTY DONNA, all the way over from Australia, talking about their new live show, DREM, which you can buy tickets to on their website. And also, we just get to know a little bit about their process and hear all about what it's like being in AUNTY DONNA. It's very illuminating stuff. Mish and Zach.
Hello and welcome to the Mish and Zach Podcast. My name is Mish. I am joined by Zach, and Tom is here too because he usually is.
Hi.
And we've got a really cool guest in this week.
Very exciting guest this week.
I know you're excited. You've been talking about this for months.
I'm a huge fan of these guys. A lot of what I do is influenced by them. I can't wait to talk to them, hear all their thoughts and wisdom.
Personally, I'm not really a sketch comedy kind of guy, but these guys are really talented.
Yeah. Well, shall we introduce them?
Yeah, please, you do it. Go ahead.
It's my honour. I love these guys. I've been watching them since high school. My absolute favourites. It is two of the three members of AUNTY DONNA. Hi, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Broden Kelly, Mark Bonanno.
Hi.
It's such a pleasure to be here. And I didn't know you were such a fan, Zach. And I didn't know you were so mean about our work, Mish.
It's not that I was just never a sketch.
Listen, I lined this up perfectly with the video so that my mouth could not be seen because of the enormous size of the mic and my short stature.
No,
Now, we should say, for everyone watching on the YouTube, everyone that's watching on if you're listening, this won't affect your listening experience because Broden did just point the microphone down. For anyone watching on the YouTube, Mark, who is already the smallest of the group, has been given on accident a teeny tiny chair. And no attempts have been made to fix it. Mark, how are you feeling right now? You look like a teeny tiny man.
I'm
Very
a
funny.
short king.
you guys.
That's what they tell me.
It's very unfair because you're not that short.
No, I'm not.
normal
The thing is
You're
that...
a normal height. You two are just big boys.
Yeah.
I'm 6'1", to be clear.
Yes, Zach is 6'1". Who's taller out of you two?
I would say Zach.
I think
just.
Zach is. But Zach and I have the same shoe size.
That means so. Mark has got a. Do you know
So
what this
our
means?
dicks are exactly the same length.
Yeah, but what? You're the same length as his penis.
Yeah.
Well, big shoes, big
You know what?
cock.
Have you heard
That's
about
what they
big
say.
shoes? Big shoes.
Big cock.
That's what's
No.
said. You don't know
No,
this?
that does
No,
not.
I've heard about
Big
it.
shoes
It's
do
not
not
true.
mean big cock, Mish.
But it's
What
not
are you
true.
talking about?
It's not true. Is it that your cock is the size of your foot?
No, Mish.
No. Mark, you want to tell Mish all about it?
Yeah, so if you got a fat cock, often,
Yeah.
if you have a fat cock,
Yeah.
often you have the same size shoes as a man you're friends with.
Got you. Yeah,
Mark
no,
Broden, you're here to promote a live show. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. We're doing our live sketch show. We do a live sketch performance show called DREM.
Okay.
And that's hitting Australia this August, and then we're taking it on the road all around the world.
We've got UK and US followers.
Are you going
Australia.
anywhere
Back
you've
to
never
Australia
been?
in December.
What?
It comes back to Australia in December.
Yeah, fuck
it
yeah.
goes all the way around.
Yeah, tickets are flying out the door, so book them now. But that's not why we're here, Mish.
Isn't it?
No, we're here because you took something from our
Oh,
office.
for fuck's sake.
I thought you already addressed this.
Has
Wow.
been
You've
addressed.
taken something else.
No, we're working on it and it's fine.
Do you want
So
to
what-
explain? Do you want to explain?
No,
Broden,
we don't
what
have
this
to talk about it
But I think there's
anymore.
probably listeners that are here to see the full AUNTY DONNA reunion that don't know this backstory. And I
Oh,
think
for
it's
fuck's
important to
sake.
explain it very quickly.
I did a report on the Melbourne Football Club. One of my favourite players, Max Gawn, who is tall.
Very tall.
How tall?
208 centimetres.
What's that in...
Oh, that is.
Why are you looking at
How
me
do
like...
you know that?
Well, because
She has a picture of him that she keeps every day.
And she just wrote the DT's weight and height on
on
it.
the back, it's got all his stats.
But yeah, you know he's 208 centimetres.
Yeah.
Congratulations, weirdo. But
What are his stats? Just give me his stats.
well,
over 2 meters
his kicking
tall.
stats. How many
Aren't
goals
most
did he kick
roofs
last
2
year?
meters?
How many goals? I don't
Does
know.
his head touch roofs?
He's very tall.
this is
Does his head touch roofs?
depends on the size of the roof. If the roof is 208 centimetres tall, he would touch that roof.
Yeah.
He had to duck under this door here
Yeah,
when
he'd
he
have to
came
duck.
in.
He'd have to
Under
duck
doors.
under that door.
Oh, yeah.
When Tom met him, actually, Tom had like Tom's usually pretty. I would like you all to do your impersonation of Tom meeting someone new.
Are they famous?
No, just like someone, today we've got John coming in today. He's a comedian. Tom doesn't really know
I think
him.
I got mine.
Yeah, go, Mark.
All right, ready? So, hey, Tom, meet John.
Yep.
Okay. So just
Very.
All right.
Sam, Mish.
Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Mish.
Yes.
Mish, what's
Yep.
yours?
Okay, I'm assuming that John is coming at me with his hand out.
Yep.
G'day, mate.
Hey.
What do you and what's your feedback?
I don't know. I think it's probably all accurate.
Yeah.
I was playing Tom. He was stressed about something else. The microphones weren't quite.
That's often the case, isn't it?
I was playing. I don't know this person, but I know they're a big deal. But also socially, I'm not the most outgoing kind of guy.
Yep.
So I'll be
I
polite.
know they're important to the other people
Yeah.
here,
so
but they're not in Brooklyn
I acknowledge.
Nine-Nine.
I don't want to get in the way.
Yeah.
I want to. I don't want to. So just.
So, and if he was meeting Max Scorn, we'll do another round. Meeting Max Scorn, captain of Melbourne. You know him. You do a football podcast.
Yeah.
He walks into the foyer here, and
Yeah.
you walk out and see him.
Right.
Oh, gee, good to see you, mister.
All right. Yep.
No, honestly, I think it'd be more like he would say something like Maxi or something like that, Gorno, and then shake his hand like Maxi, how you going? Yeah, no, I'm Tom, like that.
I'm gonna go with something like, oh, big fella, something like that.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
way
that's
off. Was I way off?
You're way off, I reckon.
No, Zach's very close.
Yeah.
You do it, Brady.
I can't believe how close you got.
Yeah.
You went, oh, you are actually quite tall.
Like, I'm sure he hears that 80 times a day, but I was just like genuinely like, oh my God.
I was
so
going
cool.
to say tall, but I pulled back on it because I was like, that's so funny.
Yeah.
So that is tall. That's like how many foot? That's over 7.
No, it's about 6'11".
6'11", I think,
6'11".
yeah.
Wow.
About a year ago, I talked about this briefly, but not this particular interaction. I met Julia Zamiro for the first time.
Yeah.
Doing like on set or something, and I love her.
Yeah,
like
she's
I love
amazing.
her. She's my Max Gorn, right? And
she?
I was at
Have
the
you
case.
stolen a picture?
Do we
of
have
her?
to unpack that?
Have you stolen a picture
Not
of
at
her
all.
from someone else's
Oh, no, I
office?
have.
Oh, you
Yeah,
have?
she's
That
got the
makes
photos
sense.
of Julia. No, I was at the catering table, right? And I was making up a sandwich.
When you say catering table,
Yeah.
do you mean there was like
Food with catering on it.
Yeah, but not a
For
not a
making
craft.
a table with catering on it.
So you were picking up food.
My food.
No, not a table where there's snacks on all day.
No, this was the lunch table. So it was make your own sandwich.
Okay.
Right? So I was going to make my own sandwich. And I was just like I was having a lovely day because I was like, oh, I love catering. If I can make your own sandwich is excellent catering.
Was it like were there warm fillings for the sandwich?
No, it was all like cold cuts.
Just
and
cold
stuff.
cuts.
You were making your own sandwiches on the set
Yeah.
of.
It was like,
Jesus.
don't say it.
But like, come on, guys.
No, but no, it was like, maybe it was snack time or
Can
something.
you
but
say
they
it
were
and then
making
beep
their
it out? Because I want to know what set this was.
Fisk. You can say it. I was
Yeah.
going to say a Fisk.
Okay.
If you
Was it
beep,
afternoon snack?
if you beep fist, it would sound like you're saying fuck.
Fuck. Yeah.
Was that for lunch?
Sorry? No, it might have been snacks. I don't remember. I was just
Yeah.
making...
No,
I've
no.
never.
Sandwich.
And look, I haven't been on many professional sets other than our own.
Yeah.
Sure you
not,
have.
Not one. No, not that many. Not that many. People. I repel
And also,
people.
actually, it was the script read for Fisk. So before Fisk...
So it wasn't. No, so it wasn't a shoot
All
day.
right.
There wasn't a shoot.
I
it
literally
wasn't a
had
shoot
my
day.
union rep on the line.
I was like, what
wasn't
shoot
a
is
shoot
asking the
day.
cast to make their own fucking
It
sandwiches?
wasn't a shoot day.
I-
Fucking hold on. I was on a shoot day on a
Mish.
few of them for Fisk,
Mish.
to be clear.
Mish.
What?
All 3 members of Auntie Donna
Yeah.
assumed you were on a shoot day. Don't get mad at us. That was your storytelling that failed.
I agree.
All 3 of us.
I should have been clearer. I didn't think that you were all so fucking snobby that you no longer make your own
So
sandwiches.
you're at your own.
You're at a point in your career where the concept of making your own sandwich is blasphemous.
on a professional Hollywood shoot.
Hold on. I was
the
at a
biggest show on ABC.
Yeah.
Sandwiches for a script read through. 100% absolutely.
Well, that's what it
acceptable.
was.
Well, I don't.
That's quite nice
Make your
to
own
give you a
sandwich.
sandwich.
What I would expect on a read through
Yeah.
of that is boxed sandwiches,
Yeah.
a vegetarian option, a gluten-free option, a vegan option, and then maybe 2 meat options, a ham and a
This
chicken.
is fucked.
So
But they pre-made, and you would just stickers on top, and you would pick the flavour. None of this like a tip-top bag open with
no,
some
it wasn't
with
like that.
margarine.
They had really nice rolls that were there, and then they had all the stuff you could put on them.
I have a question.
Yes.
Was every element bought separately?
Don't remember.
Was it catered? Like, did it come with like?
Was it like a spread?
in
Was
a
it like
large
a-
big box from a catering company that had the rolls and had the loose meats?
Yeah, it was like that.
It was like that. It wasn't like a bag of.
It wasn't
like
a tip top and
someone
a
had gone
fucking
out.
no.
It don't have to be tip top, but you could go to the bakery section. Was it a bag of loose rolls that were
It
clearly
was
bought
not a bag of.
separately?
There was no crumbs. It was no
Did
bag.
someone
of
make a
loose
deli
rolls.
trip, a bakery trip?
And what were the proteins?
I don't remember. I don't pay attention much to the proteins because I'm vegetarian. So I wasn't paying attention to the hams.
Not
Protein
once.
exists in vegetables.
Yes, I know, but I wasn't paying attention to the cold cuts.
But there
I was
a
not.
cold cut.
I couldn't even tell you what kind of cold cuts there were.
Right, but
Because
there was
I
loose meat.
completely.
I just want to
past
say, Mish, I really reject
meat.
I reject your aspersion that we don't make our own sandwiches because of Auntie Donna's success. When we come back,
I'll make my own
explain
sandwich at home.
that my fight for sandwiches is a working man's fight.
But I got to say, I've never seen anything like what you're talking about.
And he's
ever.
been on
I don't remember what was happening.
This cunt's been to Fisk reading.
I don't remember.
True. I've been.
God,
Mish,
what focus-
I've been at a table read for Fisk.
What did you get?
No food.
Oh, we got food.
Yeah, but you have to
above
make
and
it yourself,
beyond.
So fucking.
Was it? Where was it? Where was the table read?
At the Lithuanian.
Where it's shot at the
yeah.
Lithuanian club, right? And was it in the kitchenette area?
Yes.
Are you sure? Are you sure
Yeah.
it was Fisk sandwiches?
No, listen.
And it wasn't
I could be
Lithuanian
off.
club
Can you hold on
sandwiches.
once? It could be. No.
There's a nice
listen.
old Lithuanian
Listen
lady.
to me.
Where is my sandwich?
There is exactly one sandwich short of ingredients.
Except for the meat.
I didn't steal it.
We have a surplus of meat.
I'm sorry, my first generation Lithuanian Australian son, but you can only have cold cuts today, for there was not enough
Look.
bread for you.
It is very possible. I don't remember. I'm trying to get to the pickles. That's all I want to get to.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Traditional pickles?
Sorry?
Like a bread and butter pickle?
I
Like,
had
you're talking
pickles on my
radishes?
sandwich.
And in what kind of box were they? Were they in the same box as the other
story
ingredients? Or was it just
sucks.
a jar?
We haven't even gotten to spreads yet.
Yeah.
I don't
were you
remember.
spreading your own butter?
I don't
Were
want to
there
talk about
sauces?
this anymore.
Because
I'm done.
because some of our
I'm done.
Mayonnaises.
I don't want to talk about this
No,
anymore.
this is important.
some of our smaller shoots, what will happen, like things around the office that we shoot.
Yeah.
Lucy will bring a big bag of raisin toast, and there'll be butter.
Yes. And the
And-
toaster down. Have they replaced the toaster downstairs? Or is it still one that you have to like use a knife to get the toast out? Remember that?
No, that's the number one rule. That's the number
Never
one
put
No,
a
rule.
we
knife
did
in
that
a
thing
toaster.
together and we had fucked toast because of it. I remember.
I remember not. What
Have
are you
I got
talking about?
warped sandwich memory or something?
No. Well, look, to be fair,
I'm a completely competent, capable person.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
so far, every sandwich story I've told is fractured. What is going on? What is going on?
I think, Mish, I think you said to us that we've lost touch with the common man.
Oh, for God's sake.
Because we say that the working crews of Australian film productions, the hard-working young actors who've hustled to get there. It's maybe their one day of shooting for the year.
fuck's sake.
They don't have a strong union in Australia, not like the afters. Not the afters. Yeah, the whatever it is in America. They don't. They're working every day. They don't get good residuals anymore. All they ask is for a warm lunch. And when I say that's outrageous, when I misunderstood your story, to be called the bourgeoisie because of that, Mish. That's
Zach's a working man.
I might not be a working man, but I'm putting my hand back down and I'm saying, at the very least, I'll get you a warm lunch.
Listen to me. I will happily admit right now that my sandwich story is blurry. It is possible.
The core thing, right? You've also said there was rolls, not sandwiches.
It was rolls.
So why didn't you say the roll section?
Or because it's the same thing. A roll and a sandwich.
Well, we're getting into
Okay.
2010 kind of.
Oh,
is it taco?
I don't know.
Listen, all I'm trying to say is that on my plate,
dangerous
I had a
line you're
sandwich and
You've really offended Mark.
That's just the to say that and then just like you
I can't come
just
into this studio without feeling like
brush-
I'm on trial.
No, but you
no,
can't
no.
just brush over that and just say a roll is a sandwich is a roll.
Oh, okay, all right. They are a
There are
different
lines
thing.
to be drawn. You can't. Look, I don't want to get into it. Obviously, you're flustered, and you might be saying things that you don't mean. And let's hope to God that's the case.
I am saying I'm honestly having a small panic attack right now.
Can I ask a question
Sandwiches.
to one of our guests
Yeah.
quickly, and then we'll get back to the sandwich story? Mark, this is
Yeah.
a question for you. If I make a sandwich out of the two crusts, is that a roll?
Out of the two, crust and well, I'd be less concerned about whether it's a roll or not, and more concerned about the state you're in mentally.
Yeah.
Because who's doing that?
I think if it's a toasted sandwich, I could get around that.
If you're jaffling it,
Yeah.
yeah. If it's like a jaffle,
But I would say a roll is more defined by one of. It is
one
a
bread.
singular.
I haven't had the end of a loaf of bread in so long because Matt.
Now who's bourgeois?
No, Matt will eat. Matt likes them. Matt will eat them. Like he'll have no problem. I don't like them.
Toast them.
Yeah, toast them.
And
like the
Matt,
wa-
Matt is the man you keep around to eat your crusts, yeah?
Yes, that's right.
I like the way you said Matt'll eat 'em.
Matt will eat
Matt'll
them.
eat them.
Matt'll eat 'em.
Matt will eat them. Okay.
Sounds like a
now,
planet.
I apologize for the
Approaching Madalidum. Entering the atmosphere now of Madalium Prime.
We are the people of Matt'll-eat-em. Matt'll-eat-em will rise, and you will regret these words.
Look, don't.
Yes, Mish of
Shut
Madalidum. Speak your truth now.
Now, listen, I apologize for having the audacity to suggest that at the script read of Fisk, they made us make our own sandwiches. It is possible that that wasn't the case, but I sat down with a roll or a sandwich.
What was the bread?
I don't remember.
That's what defines
But the most
this.
important part was that next to the sandwich was some pickles.
Okay.
That's all I could
Bread and butter. Like
I don't remember.
I opened up my cupboard to come here, and I went, what jumper will I wear? And there was two jumpers. There was this one I'm wearing, the white one, and the Fisk cast jumper. Wow.
Oh, you
And
got
I
a
looked
Fisk
at
cast
it,
jumper.
and I went, I better not wear that.
Wow.
Why not?
Because I'm like, oh, then it'll be a thing.
Yeah.
And little did I know Fisk was going to be the thing.
Mish has Fisk on her mind.
No, listen. And then Julia Zamiro saw my loose pickles.
You're Max Gorn.
My Max score.
She's your Max Gone, which we're going to dig in.
Yes. I saw my loose pickles, and she goes, "Oh, you like pickles?" Like that, right? And I looked up, and it's Julia Zamiro, who is the nicest human being on the planet. And I said, "I love pickles," and she was just like, "Me too. I'm like one of those people who loves a pickled everything." And then I just panicked. It was like, "I love pickles."
You said it again.
And she said something else, and I just brought it back to pickles. And I had this probably about a 5-minute conversation. And she was so nice and accommodating.
So you said, she said, oh, you love pickles. I love pickles. And she said, I love pickles. You said, I love pickles. She said, yeah, I could eat them every day. I love pickles. Yeah, I went making fish today. I love pickles.
That's honestly what
So
happened.
you just kept bringing it back to pickles.
I did.
Didn't matter where it went.
I did. I panicked. So I understand you saying to Max God he's tall because I got met with my
he didn't
Max
say
God,
it.
and all I did was speak to him.
Mish, he didn't say, oh, wow, you are tall. And Max Gord said, oh, it's lovely to meet you, Tom. Thanks for having me on the podcast. Yeah, you are tall.
Tall boy. Tall
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah. It might
Tall
just be a bit
man.
hard to get to the microphone. Yeah, because you are tall.
I didn't realize how tall you were.
It was so embarrassing.
What did she say? Did she
I
say-
think about it all the time.
But how do you not remember what the pickles were?
Because that day,
How do you not? You have no recollection of the pickle?
Because that day
That
she
day's
said, I love
completely-
pickles.
yeah.
But you love pickles so much.
Why are you crying?
because I just really
After the third time you said I love pickles, was she like, fuck, you keep bringing it back to pickles for?
No, she was so nice. And then someone else came and sat down. She started talking to them. And then we never spoke again.
And then you leaned in and said, you guys talk about pickles?
If we rang Julie Zamira right now, would she say, do you remember this pickle story?
She wouldn't remember me at all.
You don't know
well,
that,
but if
Mish.
she-
You would
and if I-
remember a crazy
if she
woman
did,
who
yeah,
kept talking about pickles for 5 minutes. You would remember that.
You are
does.
You are weeping.
Well, because I haven't told that story before.
Oh, you're
And I've been thinking about it for like over a
You're
year.
purging.
Are you purging? Are you crying about
Yeah.
the pickles thing?
Wow.
Oh, hey, do you want to play a cool game?
Oh, yeah, you okay, mate?
I'm all right.
That's the best segue ever.
Oh, yeah, Mish took a Max Gorn picture for those who got that.
Hey, we do this fun thing on our podcast called "What's Something Cool You Watched This Week."
And for
Watched
guests,
this week.
we say something cool you've watched in the last...
Whenever.
Since the last time you were on the podcast.
Oh,
You
okay.
can have watched anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hit
hit it.
it, Tom.
What's something cool you've watched this week with Auntie Donna and Mish and Zach and Tom?
I'll go first. I got a good one.
Okay.
So I went up to Sydney and I went up to Sydney Film Festival for a day. I was gonna watch mostly new things, but then there was a window and I watched Ishtar. I told you about this before. Ishtar.
What's
you ever
Ishtar?
seen Ishtar, man?
No, I have not.
Well, I was going to recommend it to all of you off podcast regardless. Ishtar is a very famous flop. It's a very famous flop starring Dustin Hoffman and Warren Beatty about two bad singer-songwriters who get caught up in Middle Eastern politics. And it's famous as being like one of the worst films ever made. I watched it expecting like a hot mess, maybe something that was like redeemable. It is legitimately like properly funny. It's about 20 minutes too long. That's the only issue with it. It is a genuinely very, very funny movie. Warren Beatty is such a funny actor.
So not in a...
Not in a so bad
just
way,
in a
no.
genuinely...
Like, it's a legitimately great comedy. It was made in 1987, but it feels more like a Judd Apatow produced film in its tone. So I think people were just like thrown by its tone. It's like 20 years ahead of its time.
yeah, right.
Warren Beatty plays this big nerd. They're two insane guys who think that are bad at music, who like drop everything to become singer-songwriters. It's the best bad music I've ever heard. You know how bad music... two things often happen with bad music is it's so bad that it's not believable that someone thought they were being good.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that. It's like genuinely people that are idiots genuinely trying to make good music. And it's like funny. It's just so funny. And Warren Beatty plays this guy that is like a big nerd and he never gets chicks and he like thinks that Dustin Hoffman's the coolest, hottest guy in the world. And like, it's genuinely hilarious. Dustin Hoffman, there's one scene where he's like jealous of Dustin Hoffman because he's like, oh man, I can't get chicks. I'm not as hot as you. Like Warren Beatty was the biggest film star in the world. He's like, I'm not hot like you, man. And he's like, what are you talking about? You got it going on. He's like, nah, it's the funniest line ever. He's like, the way you move, you got to have a small body to move like that. It's just this like, but he plays it so well, you genuinely believe this man thinks he's ugly. And then it's properly funny. It's genuinely
So
like...
it's been reassessed recently?
No, I don't think it even has. I think it got programmed...
What was it screening somewhere?
It was screened as part of Sydney Film Festival. I think maybe because it's been reassessed by those people, like by those folks. But I think in part they were screening it because I think there was a big crowd there and they were clearly on board. So clearly it is being reassessed.
Yeah.
The director is really loved. So yeah, I think it's been reassessed to a degree. But I also think it was just like, it was good counter programming because they were doing a retrospective of an Iranian filmmaker's work. So it's kind of funny to do like a borderline offensive take on Middle Eastern politics. But it's also very clever. Genuinely just a fun... You know, like that shock of being like, oh, this is actually just good. Like a great comedy. Like I haven't laughed like that in a long time.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Ishtar.
I watched, in preparation for 28 Years Later, I watched 28 Days Later.
I watched both of those this week as
Right.
well.
I'm watching Weeks. I've never watched them, and I'm watching
Never seen
Weeks.
Weeks.
Are they
tomorrow
connected?
night.
Yeah, me
Sorry?
too.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there, I think.
Where?
Is it at the premiere?
No, I think I'm watching it at my house.
I'm going to come.
Come on over.
Sorry, I'm talking.
Oh, you're going to the premiere of Years. No, I'm
You
going
stop
next
touching
week.
each other.
But it's nice to touch friends.
I'm.
Yeah, get out of here. What the hell?
Mark just tried to touch Broden's penis.
Oh, I did not.
No, I'm seeing Years next week. I've already booked. No, it's on Saturday. I've already
Yeah.
booked tickets. But no, I watched 28 Days Later. I've never been a zombie movie person, really. Or I never thought I was, and then I've kind of dipped my toe and I have really liked them. But I was like, no, I'm really, really keen to watch these ones. I loved
Yeah, you like that?
28 Days Later. Loved
That's
it.
the first one.
Yeah. It's
Although there was a
so
funny-
good. Little tiny baby Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Love
Did you
him.
see the funny post on Letterboxd Instagram the other day? They were saying that they were like best film series, and they had it that 28 Days starring Sandra Bullock
Bullock
is the
was in it.
first one. So it's 28 days. 28 days later. That's 28
really
weeks
good.
later. That's 28.
That's funny.
I was like, that's
good.
truly the
That's
best.
very funny.
Fantastic.
No, I thought it was so good. It's my favorite Danny Boyle.
What do you think Ray Fiennes is doing all these movies for?
I don't know.
He keeps doing them.
Could get along quite well, probably.
Maybe he
No,
wants,
just movies.
Maybe
Like,
he
why
wants
is he
to-
doing heaps of movies?
he might want to retire soon, so he's just making as much money as he can.
He's doing a rise. I think he's doing a rise.
What's that?
Just a rise in status.
Oh, he wants to.
Oh, like
I don't
the
think it's an
Ray
active
Fiennes
thing.
Revolution.
yeah,
But I just think
Renaissance.
he's doing a status rise.
yeah.
Like I would say, I would go, oh, good, Ray Fiennes is in this too. I'm going to see this Ray Fiennes movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
Have I done the wrong thing?
Oh, that was fine, I suppose.
She's getting one back. It's fair. It's fair. It's fair. She's getting one back, and I appreciate
You
it.
had to go with me about the sandwich thing. Anyway. No.
You were talking about pickles, were you? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, I loved 28 Days Later. I could not recommend it more. I'm so excited. I'm watching 28 Weeks Later tomorrow night, and then I'm watching 28 Years Later
Wait, when are you watching it?
tomorrow night.
It's very hard to say this.
Yeah.
So I'm watching 28 days later, one day from now.
I watched 28 Days Later yesterday, but 28 Weeks is tomorrow. And then I'm watching 28 Years on Saturday.
Do you think they're like upset that didn't make 28 months later? I find it frustrating.
I thought it was weird. I thought it was weird to
They
just
should-
skip the month.
Should have started in minutes.
Yeah, 28 minutes later.
Yeah, seconds. 28 seconds later would have been good
28
as
minutes
well.
later, it's just like,
It's
how
really
fucked up is
short.
what happened half an hour ago.
Yeah.
What's that guy looking? That's it. That's the whole movie. I think they do depict the 28 seconds later in 28 days later.
Yeah.
They do show a bit of
Technically,
28
yeah.
seconds later.
No, they do. They absolutely do. Yeah, but isn't it great? It's like such a low budget film, but they really. I think I saw something about how they, because they had no money, how they just like shot on streets of
How
London.
did they do it?
They got up real early.
And just kept people.
Apparently,
from
they
walking
just
into shops.
shot at times when they knew there wasn't a lot of foot traffic and shit like that.
Set it up so just after
Wild.
sunrise they were filming. But also, I don't know how true this is. I heard they hired really, really attractive women to be like the traffic wardens. So like when the car came up and unwound the window, they'd just be like, "I'm so sorry, would you be able to hold for just a moment?" And everyone would be
This,
okay.
this Tom Cruise movie that's coming out, they shut down all of Times Square for him to run through.
Yeah, it's called Vanilla
Really?
Sky.
Yeah, can't wait to. I can't, the whole
The
Times
scene-
Square.
In 28 Days Later in the church, where he walks in, he hasn't seen anyone, whatever, and he just goes, hello. And those like three random faces in the crowd look up at him. Oh,
Terrifying.
Oh, I loved it so much.
So well done.
It's
Is that
so
there's something
cool.
cool you watched this week too?
No, well, I was. Look, I've been watching a lot of nerd shit.
I love nerd shit. Mix it up, Mark.
So this isn't so much a movie. You're gonna hate this. I think you're gonna hate me saying what it is, and I can say something else if you.
No.
Because I
No,
watched.
go on.
And wait, just before you say it, Mark,
Yeah.
Mish, you've got to be nice to guests.
I will be nice to him.
So this isn't a movie necessarily. There is a YouTube channel that I really love.
Good.
It's called Empire Wreckers. right? And it's a man who pretty much just makes very long video essays on either Star Wars or Transformers, right? And what he did,
And Mish, you got to ask him questions.
Yeah,
that you're
well,
interested.
wow.
what he did was he went, originally, there was a plan for George Lucas to make his prequel trilogy in the 80s right off the back of doing Return of the Jedi.
How did he
right?
know that?
Because it's sort of been talked about in documents, right?
Yeah.
This man has done the most research of any man on earth.
He's well
I would
researched,
say.
is
He's
why.
incredibly well researched, right? Because
out.
then what he
No, stay in.
so it gets worse.
It gets good, Mark.
So then for me, I love this video. Then what he goes and does is based on sort of guessing where George Lucas was emotionally with his life.
I've already
right?
written down his name. This sounds awesome.
Yeah. He goes, what would have episode 1 been based on where George Lucas was in his personal life, what the technology was at the time, and what ideas he'd already developed previously in the original drafts of Star Wars. How could have episode 1, if it was made in 1986, I think it is, what would have that been? And then he drafts up a story, like a treatment with visual references that he made in Blender to tell that story, while often dropping out of the story to explain why he's made those choices and the sort of historical evidence that would suggest that George Lucas would have made those creative choices.
Was it a good movie?
Yeah, I really like it. I think it's much better than the original.
I think.
What episode 1 became, and it's just fascinating.
Yeah,
It's just
pod
like
Is episode 1 the one with the small boy?
yes, there is, but it's with the little boy, and he keeps that because he goes. He had ideas to have little children in Star Wars, so he doesn't throw out. He goes, I didn't want this to be fan fiction, right? He wanted this to be as accurate of a what if as possible while taking some sort of creative liberties. And I just think it's a fascinating way to do that because most of those essays, most of those big video essays on YouTube are nerds going, George Lucas ruined my childhood, I could do better. And then they just tell their own story. Whereas he goes, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, based on all this stuff that I know, give a genuine hypothesis of what it could have been.
Mish. I know you want
sorry.
to ask some.
No, I love that.
No, Mark, I'm going to go watch that. And also, I make her sit through so much talk.
There's
like
2
that.
versions of it. There's one that's just the story, and then there's one that
How long is it?
dips in and out. Just the story is about, I think, about 30 minutes, and the big video is about an hour 10. And I've watched it about 4 times, Mish. What do you think of that?
No, it's all right. I just coughed. I choked on my saliva a bit. Bro looked really concerned.
Yeah.
I thought that sounded really interesting if you're into that kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
That's good, man.
I'll have a watch it and I'll talk about it in more detail next episode.
Great.
For you.
Broden, what's something cool that you watched this week?
I'm glad you asked, Mish. You pick which one you want to talk about. Manhunt Osama bin Laden
Nice.
or Ocean Gate?
No. Oh, yeah, nice.
No, you choose.
Do you know what I watched? I just say I'll throw in the mix. I watched the one about the concert, the
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott.
Travis
one.
Scott. I nearly watched that, but I watched House of Wax instead.
Wow, good.
Oh, Paris Hilton, yeah?
It's a really good slasher.
Yeah.
It's a really good slasher.
Filmed in Movie World.
Osama bin Laden, hit us.
Same old story, but it's good to watch.
Yeah.
How they got him?
Yeah. How they got him?
Yeah.
Why he did what he did?
He did 9/11.
Yeah.
They talk about how he had Ren and Stimpy on his hard drive.
No.
And that picture of he had a funny hard drive. I watch YouTube videos where they like recreate. I watched one recently about Saddam Hussein where they like recreated a 3-dimensional thing of his hidey hole.
Oh
and
yeah,
everything.
great.
Wow.
There's a guy who went to where the compound was now.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, what was the most interesting thing that maybe you didn't know, or the most interesting thing that you were reminded of when watching Osama bin Laden Manhunt?
Well, he did 9/11.
Did you forget that before you watched
Yeah,
it?
but also that there's a differentiation.
Did you
between-
really forget that?
No, I forgot the
Now, why are they looking for this guy?
Who the heck is this dude? Why?
Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda's separate to Taliban,
Yeah.
and there was one guy who became an informer for the US in Al Qaeda trying to get the high ups, and they kind of dropped him into the middle of it into Al Qaeda, and he immediately went missing. And they were like, all right, we lost him. And then 6 months later he came, he's like, I'm here, I'm ready, I've organized everything.
Oh my God.
And then he's like, I'll meet you at the US Marshal. They're like, let's meet in this Afghanistan bit. So he showed up, they're like, let's meet him, and they let him come in a car, and then he got in and blew the US military place up. So he flipped and fucked the US. And he did this whole video before he went. He's going, I've got a bomb here and I'm about to go blow myself. It was really full on.
So he blew up. He tricked them.
Was he
Yeah.
US or was he?
The US thought he was like a guy who they thought they flipped because he was in trouble for getting caught on another thing.
Where did you watch this?
Netflix.
Yeah.
And that's like you hire things, or you
It's DVDs email our thing.
Yeah,
Or
wow.
more recently you can just watch it through streaming.
and you
But
pay per
nice.
thing you're watching, or
Monthly you could
It's a monthly fee.
But I'm
You get
sick.
to watch anything.
I'm sick of the same old movies. Do they make their own?
To a lesser quality, yes.
Okay, great.
Nice.
The other one's Ocean Gate, and it just talks about the mismanagement by Stockton Rush.
Yeah, bad guy.
I was pretty good, but I skimmed over the explosion. My TikTok is mainly from every angle. What
Yeah.
would have happened at the moment of the implosion?
We have
Yeah.
very different TikTok algorithms.
Yeah, mine's mainly that, and they were gone to mush.
Mine's this one woman who shops at the Dollar Tree in America and then makes full meals
Oh, that's
from
nice.
the Dollar Tree.
Mine's the guys in the submarine who turned to mush
Oh wow, that's nice.
at the
Mine are
at the Titanic.
ASMR videos of a woman who works at a water park.
Oh yeah,
What? the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck?
but you still get them sexy cowboys.
Always. It's still, in my opinion, like the funniest thing you've ever done.
Well, did you
that's
see on the
you.
there was on the we
That's 'cause of
posted
you, yeah.
that clip from Coffee Cafe of Broden's sexy cowboy account, and one of the top comments was, "What's wrong with a sexy cowboy account?" And then I clicked on that man's account, and it was just a very sexy cowboy. It was a man who was so sexy and dressed like a cowboy. And I didn't know it was a real thing.
Oh,
That's
it's a
a
real
TikTok.
thing.
Yeah, it was
It's a very real
it
thing.
was very impressive.
My
It was a
favorite
very
is
sexy cowboy.
sexy Harry Potter people. I've sent you a few of them
Yeah,
before.
you sent me those. Hey, for Leguizamo Rama this week, which is Thursday's episode, we are watching Santiago of the Sea. So if you want to have a watch of it, it's on YouTube to purchase.
Mish, can I recommend something else that you may watch that I watched as well, just quickly?
Go do it.
It's called CH/SS, and it's a 50-part analog horror. They all go for 1 minute. All the videos go for about
Would
1
I actually
minute.
really like that?
It's fucking weird.
What's it? Is it YouTube?
Yeah. It's
I've
just
been
all
looking
on-
for like creepypasta YouTube.
Yeah,
What-
CH/SS, and it's a series of like videos that have seemingly just been sort of like taped off of
Yeah, I love that.
television.
Great.
And you watch them all through, and it gets freaky deaky Dutch.
I love
Why
that.
did you say
shit.
no?
No,
Yeah.
no, sorry, I was completely wrong.
That was something else I watched. That's maybe more Mish.
How could you possibly be watching Santiago of the Seas?
How? I'll
Yeah.
tell you
We
how,
had to
Broden.
purchase it on YouTube.
We purchased it on YouTube after finding out, after paying for a Paramount
Yeah.
Plus subscription to find out that it was just a special. And then searching.
But now I can watch all of Geordie Shore because I have Paramount Plus.
Are you guys going to watch the Skibbity Toilet movie when it comes out?
if John Leguizamo is
he's
in it.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know if he is.
Auntie Donna, I'd like to thank you so much for coming to
Like,
the
surely
podcast.
you can like say we don't have to do it, and if you're down to Santiago of the Seas, like you don't have to do. You can
Once
get,
you commit to something, do you know how
Why,
hard
how
it
much
to-
is it in it?
Well,
Why,
it's just
20
have you
bucks
look.
for
It's
the
literally
season.
like baby.
Yeah.
Like it's
Now play it in double time
Yeah.
to get the real experience.
it's a an 8-year-old pilot and his
no,
crew.
you don't.
Yeah, I have to.
Sometimes we tell Mish that we can just not watch it and tell people we couldn't find it. And then Mish goes, no.
Oh, you're the stickler?
I'm really.
That's
wanna
a
watch it.
surprise.
I'm, my
That's a
my
surprise.
Because I'm the stickler and Donna. But then I come here and then Mish is the stickler.
I stickle
It's
hard.
like it's for babies.
I'm a hardcore stickler. It is for babies, small children. Auntie Donna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Come to DREM.
Yeah,
Can I just
everyone
say,
goes to DREM.
I saw you guys live last time. What was your last one?
You were on stage
Magical
with us.
Dick Cat, you were in it.
Yeah, I was in it, but I saw it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it 100 times. It was good.
You were in it too, though.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are so funny. I don't think you've seen Auntie Donna unless you've seen you guys live. It's so much fun. You get the whole audience cheering. It's like a rock show.
Yeah.
Is it like? But I've seen all your sketches. Is this all new or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all new, brand new
Wow.
stuff.
Wow.
We wrote it just, a lot of it was just fucking around in the office and coming up with the cuntiest, craziest cunt shit that a motherfucker's ever thought of. Some of the craziest cunt fucked thoughts a cunt and a motherfucker. If a motherfucker and a cunt fucked in the cunt, that's what the show is.
Great.
Thank you. Thanks, thanks, bro. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Mark. And thank you, Brody, so much for being here. Everyone, please make sure you listen in on Thursday's episode of Legos Armorama. Otherwise,
Santiago.
we're doing Santiago the Sea. Otherwise, we'll catch you all next week for the Mish and Zach podcast. Thank you, Tom. You can shut it off now. Shut it off. Shut it off,
Trying
Tom.
to be funny.
No, shut it off, Tom.
The Mish and Zach podcast is recorded on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We believe that our collective culture will never reach its full potential until we embrace the history and the truth of the oldest cultures of this land.